Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. There has been this video all over internet about Nikki Maratha. Who is Nikki Maratha? Nikki Maratha is an Indian American woman. She actually, she is actually supporting Donald Trump right now politically because she was once a presidential candidate, but she backed out. But now we see what they are up to, and she is backing Trump up so good. Now, I want us to know the people that if we allow them into this presidential seat, a lot of things might really go bad. Nikki Maratha on Memorial Day traveled to Israel to finish them all. YouTube, this is not my word. I am rephrasing what somebody said. And this means we do not care about what is happening, the unaliving that has been going on, and the kids that have, that there has been cases of children dying, mothers and all that, hospitals and all that being taken down. And this woman has the guts to write that, meaning and she said, they are so much in support of what is going on in Israel. So Israel should go and finish the job. Let's get into this video.
Israel needs to tune out the noise and finish the job. We know that they have to go into Rafah. I know they have to go into Rafah because that's so much where the Hamas movement still is. For them not to go into Rafah is to leave the terrorists still in power. I also know that a lot of the aid that is going into Gaza is feeding Hamas, fueling Hamas, they're using it, and the Palestinians really aren't getting much of it. But this goes back to the fact that if the Palestinians want a better life, they need to get rid of Hamas. They need to change leadership. They need to understand that they are in this situation because of the leaders around them. This is not Israel's job to save the Palestinians. The Palestinians should want to save themselves by getting rid of the terrorists who are trying to control them, who are using them as human shields, and start demanding that.
So how did you all spend you all's Memorial Day yesterday? Let's talk about how Nikki Haley spent hers. The former Republican nominee-seeking United States ambassador and generally morally bankrupt person spent her day in Israel signing bombs. Yes, you heard me correctly. Nikki Haley, who has a husband that's in the military, by the way, but I digress on that. She spent her Memorial Day in Israel finish them to these tank ordinances that you see here. Now, here's the thing. She is doing this a day after the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel's strike in Rafah was the result of a tragic mistake. Now, this is tragic mishap number... this is awkward. There have been so many of them. Forgive me. I forgot what number we were on. But this one involved an Israeli airstrike in the southern city of Rafah that set fire to a camp housing city that was serving displaced Palestinians from the northern section of Gaza who were told to flee into the safety of the southern section of Gaza, where they fled right into an Israeli airstrike. And in spite of all that, the morally bankrupt, white supremacist adjacent Nikki Haley is running around Israel signing bombs with the Mortal Kombat tagline, "Finish them." Bella, you need to go somewhere? Oh, Bella, that's my dog. She's female.
Shocked doesn't even begin to describe it, but mark my words, this picture will be in every history textbook one day. This is Nikki Haley, as in U.S. presidential candidate Nikki Haley, writing a message on artillery shells that are in Israel that are going to be fired into Gaza. Let's take a closer look at the message that she's written, shall we? It says, "Finish them!" exclamation point. America, heart Israel. Always, Nikki Haley. I checked, this is being reported by many reputable sources. As you and I know very well by now, the US has continued to arm and fund this genocide that Israel is enacting upon the Palestinian people. Just last week, remember, the ICJ ordered Israel to stop its invasion of Rafah. Who continues to arm them anyway? The US. I need to remind us all that this is a legally binding order from the International Court of Justice. When Israel, as well as the US, as well as the 191 other countries that are member states of the UN, signed the UN Charter and became member states of the United Nations, they agree to be bound by the rulings of its court. So I just need to revisit all of this. Former U.S. presidential candidate Nikki Haley writing a message and signing it on these artillery shells that Israel is using on Gaza. Finish them! Exclamation point. America loves Israel. Always Nikki Haley. This is a level of depraved I do not know how to wrap my head around. But I don't know why all of TikTok isn't talking about it. Just share this as much as you can, because what the...
This is the behavior of a sociopath. You don't have a medical degree, you're not a doctor, you can't diagnose anyone. You don't need a degree to diagnose this.
Nikki Haley signing this Israeli missile is peak white feminism. And yes, I know Nikki Haley is of Indian descent. But at its core, what white feminism is upholding the system of white supremacy through the guise of feminism. She writes, "Finish them. America hearts Israel always." And instead of wanting equality, it is buying into patriarchal norms of dominance and violence. And it's basically just a way for white women, and sometimes brown women, like Nikki Haley, to find power through their proximity to white masculinity. It is basically just riding the coattails of white supremacy. And it is a reminder that while representation has its value in certain ways, it can also be weaponized and wielded violently, the way that Nikki Haley does. What's even more disturbing is that this happened recently while Israel was bombing Rafah, which was supposed to be a safe zone.
I don't know how our government officials think that it's okay that they can go over to Isn't Real and sign their name on missiles that are actually going over into Gaza to unalive and children, and that we're not going to be upset about it and like think, oh no, it's okay, we could potentially still vote for her. Like, what? And of course she signed her famous term, "Finish them," onto the missile. And they wonder why we no longer want to support America and our government when these are our representatives. This happened within the past few days when we just witnessed the most horrific videos that we've ever seen come out of Rafah. Let's not forget, though, that this isn't the first time that somebody went over from America and signed one of these IOF missiles, aka Mr. Chris Jamal Evans. This one hurt because I was a massive Marvel fan and I loved Captain America to the very end, but I don't like him anymore. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Go Nikki Haley.
Assalamu alaikum. This is for all my Muslims who pray. If you've always wanted to test out tahajjud, if you've always wanted to start praying tahajjud, if you've always wondered if tahajjud works, this is your perfect timing to pray tahajjud or to motivate you to pray tahajjud or wake up for tahajjud, because I found you the perfect Iblisa Shaitana Munafaqa. Okay? Her name is Nikki Haley. She has just written "Finish them all" on Israeli bombs. Of course, she's a USA politician. Their favorite activity is, of course, partaking in genocide, supporting genocide, loving genocide, desiring genocide, feeling motivated by genocide. You're going to be motivated by praying tahajjud right now against her, okay? And salat. If it's not tahajjud for you, you can perform a voluntarily istikhara or voluntarily salat. You can perform istikhara any time of the day. But if it's almost midnight for you, or if you see this video the next day, this is what you're gonna do, okay? And this is what we are gonna do collectively. We're gonna start praying as ummah together, We have been sharing videos, we have been setting awareness, but I think one thing we have been neglecting is actively praying. Can you imagine someone to just love genocide so much that they have to finish them all on Israeli bombs? You can't. She is Iblis, munafiqa shaytana. Of course she is. Anyhow, she has just motivated me to wake up for tahajjud. Another thing we're going to do is the second homework, which I've been sharing a lot and you guys are not doing anything, is I'm going to put some links in the video for the people that DM me to share their donation link. These are people who don't have a lot of people to help them, so help them.
I love my hair. I love the size of my locks. I love the length of my locks. I love the parting of my locks. I love the way my locks feel. I love my locks. Okay, enough of the self-love. For all of the people out there who are saying that they aren't going to vote because of Joe Biden and the Democrats and them supporting genocide, this video is not for you. This video is for all the rest of us who have been trying to tell you that your hypocrisy is frustrating. See, those of us who are tuned into politics and know what's going on politics-wise, we know that the House, the majority in the House is the Republicans, not the Democrats. So the Democrats can't really change shit, right? And in the Senate, we got Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema that really don't roll with Democrats, meaning that we have a 50-50 split in the Senate, which means Democrats can't really do shit in the Senate. And yet with that, Joe Biden has been able to pass policy, implement laws that benefit Black people, all of us here in this country. The infrastructure deal, all of these student loans that he's canceling. I just saw where he is canceling another $7 billion in student loan. Uncle Joe, I think you forgot about me. Here I am. Thank you, though, for reducing my student loan payment every month. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I want to be one of those where you discharge my loan altogether. Don't forget about me, Uncle Joe. But in the end, I'm happy for those who are getting their student loans completely discharged. And let's be clear, it's Uncle Joe, President Joe Biden, who's doing that. You see, not only do we have the MAGA cult, spreading lies about the Democrat Party, we also have the far left spreading lies about the Democrat Party, or trying to create this false equivalency between the Democrat Party and the Republican Party, when we know that is not true. But they're doing this because they believe Democrats support genocide. Now, I don't look at it that way, right? I look at it as there are laws, there are treaties, there are policies that have been in place for years. They've been following these rules and regulations and these policies for years. And unfortunately, they are continuing to do so. But yet, forget all of that. Joe Biden is the king of the world. Yeah, he should just scrap it all and not do what he's legally obligated to do. And because he's not doing that, yeah, Joe Biden and the Democrats are the devil. But meanwhile, this is what Republicans are doing. Nikki Haley, after she came out and endorsed Donald Trump, she went on a tour of Israel. And while she's on tour over in Israel, Nikki Haley put her John Hancock on a bomb with a message that says, "Finish them." That bomb is expected to be used over in Gaza. There's Nikki Haley, and there's the bombs. Here's the message up at the top. It says, finish them. That's what Nikki Haley put on her bomb. And over here is the guy that she was on tour with while over in Israel. He's also putting his John Hancock, on a bomb designated for Gaza. Here's a better picture of it without me being on screen. See Nikki Haley down there in the bottom right? Yeah. Putting her name on a bomb designated for Gaza with the message that says, finish them. And doing this research, I came across a tweet that had this picture of Nikki Haley signing a bomb designated for Gaza. The tweet says, Dear Americans, Nikki Haley visited us today. She went to the West Bank settlements and then went to sign on a bomb, finish them. Just disgusting. Can you please take her back? We already have one Ben Jiver, and we don't need your filthy death-promoting politicians as well. Thanks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. But, I haven't heard any Democrats out there saying things like, finish them, and signing their name on bombs designated for Gaza. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Now, I'm clear that not all Democrats are squeaky clean. I know there are plenty of Democrats that take money from AIPAC. But even with that, I don't hear Democrats one by one saying, finish them. Finish the job, wipe them off of the face of the earth, as I've heard Republicans say, one by one by one. And you've got a Republican who might be on the short list for vice president over in Israel, signing bombs with a message that says, finish them. That's equally as disgusting as Jared Kushner publicly talking about how Gaza is prime beachfront property. Jared and Donald Trump and BB've got plans for that prime beachfront property. We'll see if all of those who are attacking Biden and the Democrats, we'll see if they talk about this. Somebody get Rashida Tlaib on the line.
Nikki Haley, you just don't disappoint. You just don't disappoint, do you? So Nimrata went down there to Israel and basically wrote on rockets, finish them. These are missiles that are going to be headed towards Palestine in hopes of striking Hamas targets. You're really trying to be on that Trump ticket, huh? You done said everything that you needed to say about him, but you're really trying to be on the ticket since the presidential campaign didn't happen. The amount of suffering that we are seeing in Gaza right now, the amount of turmoil, literally with the IDF accidentally striking a place where it was supposed to be a safe zone where women and children are being murdered. To write this on a missile, there's already so much calamity in war. But to write this suggests that there is no decency, that there is no heartbreak for human life, particularly for innocent people who are caught in the crossfire. Nothing about this projects strength. It projects a sadistic nature that is manifesting itself in performative art, such as this.
As a South Asian, I need to apologize on behalf of the disgusting vitriol and racism of one Nikki Haley, here shown signing love notes to the horrific bombing of children in Gaza. And this done just days after an Israeli strike killed 32 innocent children, burning them alive and decapitating them. People like her and my family were only able to immigrate to the United States because black civil rights leaders said, none of us are free until all of us are free. Remember, in U.S. history, we just passed the 100-year anniversary of May 26, 1924, when the U.S. government passed a ban on all Asian immigration. That law stayed on the books until 1965, when black civil rights leaders helped pass the Immigration and Nationality Act. And her father, immigrating as a result of that legalization of Asian immigration, taught at an HBCU, served this country. The anti-black, anti-Arab racism that she continues to show makes her think that proximity to white supremacy is protection from white supremacy. It's not. They will discard her every chance they get, as evidenced by the fact that she had zero chance of winning the Republican nomination for president against a man who's been indicted 91 times of rape, of fraud, and still faces several more criminal trials. As an Asian American, my apologies for her. As the old saying from African American goes, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and she exemplifies that. My commitment to you is to continue to call out this kind of bigotry and continue to lead with a sense of justice and compassion. Thank you for being in this fight with me.
I wish I could set up a loudspeaker outside of Nikki Haley's home so that she, while she tries to sleep, can be forever haunted by the screams caused by the bombs she signed. On Sunday, we watched a father holding up his headless child still in a diaper with fire and burning everywhere because of bombs the United States sent to Israel to drop on Rafah, on civilian tents filled with women and children while they were sleeping. If this isn't a genocide, what the fuck is this? Finish them? Finish them? I will never understand how these people can sleep.
I want you guys to peep this. You remember the former candidate that was running for the Republican Party for presidency. Her name was Nikki Haley. Apparently she went to Israel, and this article is taking place on the 28th of May. I believe it's today. Okay, in 2024. So she takes a tour, I guess, to look at her investment, because, you know, all of them invested in this war. Both Democrats, Republicans, liberal, each and every one of them. That's why they're not stopping the war, because they want to finish the job and get the job done. Okay? Meanwhile, she writes on one of the missiles, finish them. Okay, she's referring to the Palestinians. All right? But look how they subtitled. They said the former UN ambassador and failed presidential candidate toured around the refuge by Hamas. But they said Nikki Haley writes, finish them. Now, this wasn't on the Daily News. This was on Rolling Stone. This is the first time Rolling Stone has gave an article that basically gave us the update to see what's going on and actual fact. Now, this is a picture of her, of a caption of some news article that was taking place that the Blogger Alert had got the alert from. And it was from one of those Australian newspapers. Okay? Every time when people in domestic or foreign places are doing anything wrong, Australian newspaper always have a way of getting the information. All the rest of them, I guess they're scared, and I guess they're pro-Israel and so forth. So they said Nikki Haley sparks controversy saying finish them. Message on the Israel shells. This is what she puts on there. You know what? God works in mysterious ways. He rejected her acceptance and gave her the resignment of the position. You know, I believe she represents for South Carolina. I think she's a senator or whatever. She was also supposed to be, she was working for Trump as a United ambassador. Okay. And then for some reason she skipped out. But here's the thing. I think Trump wanted her to be the next runner up for vice president. So, and you notice Trump has not made a selection of who's going to be the vice president. And that's why I think it's a trap. Because if you guys start the election and you vote for Trump, and it so happened that she's the president, and she's the vice president, you are screwed. Okay? No, for real. Because we already know who Biden's vice president is. Trump hasn't made a public announcement of who's going to be the vice president. And honestly, in every
Constitution, and from the years I know about presidency, there's always a vice president in case of anything. That is the law. So Trump can't revamp or rehearse or make his own modification of the Constitution. For I notice he's been running a campaign, but we don't see who the vice president is. So all the people that's Trump supporters, why don't you ask Mr. Trump who is going to be the vice president? I have a feeling that he doesn't want to reveal because he has a feeling that he might lose the election if he gets the wrong term. And if she serves as a vice president for him, and you just saw what she just finished doing, that means he's setting a trap to screw y'all. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going to turn with this election because this is bad business for everybody because both of them are on the same fence. They're not on opposite side of the fence. They're on the same fence.
Nikki, you were bankrupt when you left the UN. After you left the UN, you became a military contractor. You actually started joining service on the board of Boeing, whose back you scratched for a very long time, and then gave foreign multinational speeches like Hillary Clinton is, and now you're a multimillionaire. That math does not add up. It adds up to the fact that you are corrupt.
All right, is that true? Yes, it is. Here are the stats. Here are the backup. In 2018, when Nikki Haley stepped down as UN ambassador, she owed $1 million. $1 million of debt to Haley family. Okay? 2019 to 20, she took a job on the board of directors at Boeing, collected more than $300,000 for doing so. Okay? In 2019, she wrote a memoir. With all due respect, it sold 100,000 copies, but we don't know how much she got for that. But I'm going to tell you she got about 400,000. That's what, from my knowledge of the publishing industry, probably got 400,000. In 19, she bought a $2.4 million home in Kiowa Island, South Carolina. And remember, just a year before that, she was $1 million in debt because she never couldn't have gotten a mortgage for 2.4. In 22, she wrote another book. If you want something done, Leadership Lessons from Bold Women, she got $350,000 advance for that. 22 again, she made $2.3 million from 11 speaking engagements, all corporate. That is astounding. Astounding. And in 23 as well, Forbes estimated she had an $8 million fortune. So in 5 years, she went from $1 million in debt to $8 million in the black. Now, is that corrupt? No. Ramaswamy overstepped it. Is it dubious? Yes. The big thing is Boeing. While governor, Nikki Haley gave the Boeing Corporation out of Washington State tax breaks to go to South Carolina to open shop. Nothing wrong with that. Boeing employed a lot of South Carolinians. But then as soon as she gets out of the governorship, she's on the board of directors at Boeing. Okay? You make the call.
If my life was going perfectly and I had a very nice house, very nice job, I can afford everything, I can afford to go on vacation whenever I wanted to, and I saw a father holding his baby with no head, that would be enough for me to not vote for Joe Biden. Me. I'm not telling nobody else what to do. That's me. That's my moral ground. If I knew that the person that I voted for was funding this and sending military aid, and I'm going to tell you something, just because you saw that one picture, that ain't the only one. That is not the only one. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, and you will. But I wouldn't do it. And this doesn't make me a single issue voter, because if we're being honest, life has been pretty shitty. And that's not the only thing that is moving me. I can't recall, honestly, since what, COVID, when gas was actually affordable. And I've watched my groceries increase every time I go to the store. Something that I bought was like what, $1.50 at one point, and then I go back into the store, like, to get that same thing. 2 months later, it's now $2, and then it goes up again, and now it's $3. People can't find jobs. Nobody is hiring. Inflation is still increasing everywhere, but people want to act like it's not. I'm not a single issue voter, but if I was, again, that single issue would be enough for me. And I notice how people who like to deem other people single issue voters quite conveniently don't speak on that single issue. That's funny to me that they can turn a blind eye to that. The biggest blind eye.
So this is all I got from this video, and this video really tells a whole lot about what is going on and the rest of it. I am really sick to my stomach that Nikki Haley, I don't know if I am expecting something, but this is really outrageous. This is extreme, you know? Oh man. Republican and Democrats are the same. Anybody trying to defend Republican, they are both the same, right? And I really understand that what has really been going on, and people are saying, look at what Democrats is about to do. Because Nikki Haley, which party does she belong? But Joe Biden has been the one signing and giving money for all this. Because if he did not give money to them, I am sure all these missiles, bomb and all that nobody would say to sign. But also, this tells you how the incoming president, like the one that Trump, his own cohort, because Nikki Haley is supporting Trump with all her heart and all that. That will also kind of enlighten you on how amazing they will work. And everybody, all eyes really need to be on these people, because they really do not mean any woe for anybody. With everything going on in Palestine, Nikki Haley has the gut to say that Palestine should go and defend themselves from Hamas instead of from the people oppressing, that is Israel. And Israel has all the rights to do whatever they are doing. It's really amazing how people sit down in their houses and they are comfortable. They have their children, they have their grandchildren, all in one block, all doing great. But they are out there supporting the genocide going on in another country. Can we do better as humans? Because I really do not see it looks like there is nothing like humanity anymore and all that, and I am kind of losing faith. Because how can a mother say something like this? The fact that it's coming from Nikki Marata, a brown woman, someone that should understand the plight or what Black people have been through, what brown people have been through all these years, and she is the one saying, finish the work. You do not have to spare anybody. I want you all to know that people's children are out there being unalive. I saw a video of a man carrying the child headless. The child's head has been already off. For me, this is enough reason not to also vote for Joe Biden. I am sorry for anybody trying to defend some certain things. This is enough reason not to also vote for Joe Biden. A lot of us are not understanding the gravity of what is going on because we are far away. We are not where all this are happening. People are going through agony. They are going through pains. They wake up in the morning crying. They go to sleep crying. Some end up not even sleeping at all. You can imagine waking up and maybe 5 of your children, or you have 4, there are no more. And just like that, your child's head is off. These are the things people will never forget in their lifetime. Each time they remember what happened to their child, they remember that somebody was out there funding what is going on in, because they are with Israel, according to them. That's why money has been sent all the time, billions of tax dollars. They are using your money for genocide. And this genocide is hurting people day in, day out. I don't know if my voice is going to change anything or if it's going to make anything better, but I think we already need to know what is happening. People, they deserve peace. And the next, I don't know, but I am just sick to my stomach. I am just sick. I am sick that an Indian woman is out there feeling what is going on. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.